Kavalier and Clay is one of my favorites. I read it right before I started writing this book. Just came to New York. I had to start getting serious if I was going to be reading in New York, and so I read, I bought that book on one of those nice tables that they sell, books, paperbacks out in the street, sort of in the shadow of the Empire State Building, and I bought this book with the Empire State Building on it and just devoured it. That was the summer I wasn't working in the afternoons, and so I would go to Central Park and read. I read White Teeth and The Corrections and A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius and Kavalier and Clay in that summer, and so that was the mind-blowing summer of reading for me. And I was hooked on phonics from a young age, so that wasn't a revelation. I always knew that I wanted to read and write, but I started to get the feeling of the kind of book that I wanted to write, the book that threw in everything in the kitchen sink too. That was inspiring to me as someone who was sitting down to start writing my own novel, that you can write about anything and that you can evoke a period. He's really writing about these kids who are stirring up trouble and making something out of nothing at a time when people didn't really expect much of them at all, and they were really doing it under the radar before it exploded. So I don't know if I was making those connections then, but that was definitely a book that had a big impact on my reading and writing.